Hello everyone, this is Anthony, Wall Street Trader's son, and before we get into this video, let's go through the disclaimer real quick. This is not financial advice. The opinion you should follow should be your own and or with a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes and to outline my own personal opinions as well. The Intraday Updates are on Twitter.com. The link's below in the description. To stay up to date with my latest videos, click on that subscribe button. And now into the stock markets with my dad.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 2:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, June 28th, 2021. Okay, real quickly, this is where we're at right now. Current position, 81 cents. Far away from that and probably down around 25%, but I'm not worried at all. And let's go take a look at the charts to see. But before going into that, just know that I compare two things. I review three things when I do these videos. One is the GRTUSD dollars. I also look at the inner strength, which should be very useful from a global perspective, as Bitcoin is a global currency, cryptocurrency. Benchmark is our Bitcoin in US dollars. So these are the three I look at. We try to find some news on the graph. There's not a whole lot coming out of the pipeline that I'm hearing other than what we've already shown over the past week. Benchmark is really where we see a lot of the news just around the cryptocurrency industry and Bitcoin itself. Mathematical equivalent is on the bottom. Feel free to review that and figure out that they're actually it actually works. The math actually works. Okay, the GRTUSD dollar, I've just identified a possible convergence point here. So here's what I'm seeing. This is a new line of resistance I've drawn before this video about 10 minutes ago as I was reviewing the chart. And what we're seeing here is we're not able to get past this invisible line of resistance. And I expect that over the next few days, something should happen here. Now, normally, I always say the longer term trend is generally more so your friend. Well, this is more so our friend down here, as is this. And we have to see where this thing goes because, as I've mentioned, I see some inflection with Bitcoin. And we have a turnaround here on the GRTUSD dollar pair. So there is some support we're noticing, very short-lived. It's only a week in the making on this support line. And we have this resistance. Something's going to give somewhere around here, which would be, by the end of the week, roughly, probably sooner than that. These things tend to make their mind up sooner than the point at which we converge. But just know that. Anyway, so we're over at 57 cents on the GRTUSD dollar. On the graph Bitcoin pair, very similar activity here. Nothing should be that surprising as these are all somewhat related, but, also another line of resistance, and we are closing in on a point where, it would be nice to get past that. I think if we come past that line of resistance, it should give us enough oomph to the upside, and we'll have to see how that plays out. But the graph Bitcoin pair is currently at 1677. Now, Bitcoin obviously under massive pressure over the last several weeks, generally speaking, has been very turbulent. We're at 34,000 right now. We were higher earlier. We were like at 30, close to 35. Look, this thing's trading in somewhat of a tight range, and we've been trading in this range between May 16th all the way to now. It's about a month and a half in the making. And if we zoom into the chart action, and as I've mentioned recently, we have this broadening wedge. We still need a few days for it to play out. At which point I expect this thing to be up towards the top. So we have to let it play out till the end of the week. Very similar to what I'm talking about for the GRTUSD dollar and the graph Bitcoin. Again, they're all somewhat related, and we know why. It's right here, right in writing, right in front of your face. Write it down. I mean, this is something important you should all understand, because if you can't tell where the GRTUSD dollar is, at least you can go to the underlying pairs and figure out where you think or where you can decide the overall direction of the graph. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the news. Now, really quickly, Bitcoin yearly inflation rate dips to 1.77. Well, we all know that the halving rate has a lot to do with that, obviously. And it depends on how quickly they can do their proof of work on Bitcoin to create new Bitcoin. Now, the amount of Bitcoin that could possibly be generated is only up to a certain point on a yearly basis. So inflation is really the creation of new Bitcoin. If you think about it, you're inflating the supply. Well, look at the inflation rate with the US dollar. We are probably around 3.4% up from a year ago. So it's just getting worse right now. I don't know how much more worse it will get, but with all the printing of money, I can guarantee you it's probably here to stay for a couple of years at least. In some cases, they're talking about potentially longer than that. But, you know, we have to see how it plays out like everything else. But at the end of the day, we have three things we can rely on: charts, 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 as well as the larger, broader economic news, as well as macro-related news as it relates to cryptocurrency. Pretty excited about where we might be headed over the next few days with Bitcoin. Lots of holidays coming up in North America over the next week. Probably some other ones out in Europe. Anyway, I'm out and hope everyone has a good day.